Talk about Dogecoin.
Yeah, let's talk about how we've made tons of money.
We did.
We don't need to talk about how much money we actually made.
No, but we talked about it earlier. We made wise investments in a previous episode. And now we have made quite a big sum of money from that, which was the coolest thing ever. I was like, holy cow.
I've never made that much money off of anything like that. Plus, it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. But, so it was at 5 cents, and I put money in it, and I was like, Derek, you should put money in it. It's at 5 cents.
I was going to, and then I finally was like, all right, let's do it.
We were both talking about it for a while, and then one day I just did it. And then I told Derek, I was like, hey, I put money in it. And Derek's like, how'd you do it? And I was like, I used this. And then Derek put money in it. Yeah. At 5 cents. Right? It was at 5 cents or something?
About
5, 6 cents, something like that. And then, boom, 2 weeks later, a week later, really.
Yeah, it did not take long. And for the longest time, like, it'll tell you, like, how much, like, money value you have and, like, how much you're down. Yeah. Or whatever. Dude, for the longest time, I was, like, down $10. And I just kept checking it. And I remember...
You check it a lot.
I do check it a lot.
You check it a way more than I check it now.
Yeah.
Because you send me, like...
I would send it... Well, when it was, like, doing the climbing, I was, like, checking it all the time. And then I have it set up to notify me every time Doge fluctuates.
That's how mine is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, after the time I saw I was, like, up quite a bit, I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah, it went up to 41 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I think was its cap, maybe 45.
It murdered that quarter.
I didn't think it would. I thought it would take a while to get there.
Yeah, same.
I was like, I'm gonna sell my earnings at 25.
Mm-hmm.
I kept them all in there because it hit 41. I never sold though.
Yeah, I sold, but I was waiting for it. It's still in the.
It's in the 30s.
Yeah, it's still in there. So I was waiting for it to go back down just a little bit and maybe flatline a little before like there's another spike if there is going to be one.
Yeah, we did pretty good, and it's still. I think it's still growing. I think it's just people are kind of coming down from that storm, letting it calm.
So it might flatline at 30, 25 cents for a while.
I'd be okay with that.
Before something explodes it again.
I feel like the worst thing about it though, this is and this is like a mental thing that I think everybody goes through when they're buying these coins or stocks or whatever. We bought it at 5 cents. You can do the math, whatever. I bought 3,400 coins, right? When it was at 5 cents. You ever think about like, okay, that's the amount of money I put in, and then when it hits 25 cents, you're like, fuck, man. That is a huge difference in like how many coins you'll receive using the exact same amount of money putting it in. And like for me, like when it was rising, I was like, I really want to buy. And I'm glad I didn't. And I couldn't because my bank's being a little, which I'm switching banks next week. Fuck them.
What bank are you going to?
I don't know yet.
What's your account number? And
my account number is 234. Can we bleep out the last two? No, I'm kidding. That's not even like the right numbers at the beginning.
Are you saying that to really throw people off?
No, I would never put out my personal information like that. So, fuck you guys, because I'm switching banks anyways. I'm switching banks so I can put more into crypto. They won't let me do it anymore.
Right.
I was like... So what you're telling me is like a week ago you guys were okay with it? She's like, yeah, but, you know, more looking into it, we don't trust crypto.com. I was like, how does that even work? How can like 1 week you be like totally okay and then the next you're like, nah. You get what I mean? Yeah. It's weird. It might be because it's a federal credit union.
It might be. They might not like cryptocurrencies at all.
I don't think they do. Because she's like, yeah, we've had a lot of calls lately.
Well,
people trying to buy.
Oh.
And they shut it down. They were like, we don't do business with them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a way to just keep your money in there.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
So I was like, all right,
almost.
well, then I'm going to switch banks.
And what'd they say then?
She was like, oh, well, we're sorry. I mean, what is she gonna do?
I mean, she's probably just doing her job too.
I wasn't mad at her.
You should have been.
I was, but anyway, so it was rising, and it gets up to like, oh, we're working. It's Friday when this was happening. It gets up to like 40 cents. And I'm like, dude, I am losing money because I could have had more money in it. But then I think it's like, but if I put money in 40 cents, man, that's like, I'm getting way less coins for the same amount of money.
Sure.
But it might never go back down to 5 cents. I don't think it will. I don't think
it will ever go back down to 5 cents. I've been showing you my strategy and the things I've looked at from its past track record on how it like goes up, it spikes up, and then comes down a little bit.
Yeah, it makes a little Doge.
Yeah, and then but it's doing like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of deal. It's always just like slowly going up. So I'm somewhat of an analyst now.
I want to put this out here right now. Me and Derek are very new to this, and nor are we financial advisors.
We haven't told anyone to do anything yet.
I know. I'm just putting that out there. We are not financial advisors.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're talking about it doesn't mean go out and spend tons of money in a coin. Just because, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I told Mitchell the other day about it, and he's like, "You better pull your money out now. Cryptocurrency is very volatile." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it is. It is very volatile, but it'll also be the currency of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed. I don't think. Yeah, I think like come like 20 some years, we might see cryptocurrency being a very tradable thing.
They've already talked about banks are going to start accepting it as like you can hold cryptocurrency at your bank now.
Yeah, I mean it's like growing income.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would you rather do? I mean, this sounds crazy. It is safer to put your money into like a trust fund or an account that grows over time, but realistically, if you took a portion of that and put it into a cryptocurrency, your outcome is probably going to be way higher in the same amount of time.
There's higher risk, but higher reward in that.
For sure. Well, there's tremendously higher risk because if it's in a bank, you don't lose it unless the fucking market crashes. And then you could lose it. But there's things out there that keep that from like completely happening nowadays. But that's not to say that it doesn't happen because it's happened before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're predicting they are predicting a crash.
Yeah, you can blame prices of construction for that. Like materials.
What kind of materials are we talking?
Wood. You know, I'm the wood expert here in this studio.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, when you have a sheet of plywood that's like $41 almost a sheet, that's gonna F you pretty fast. Because if like say John, who's building decks.
Who's John?
You know who John is.
Okay.
He's not even. I haven't even seen him build any decks this summer. It's too expensive to buy freaking wood. Why would I build a deck? Like, why would I pay somebody to build a deck if it's going to cost me like an extra 10 grand, 5 grand? I don't know how much it is.
Because you really want that deck.
No, I don't.
We invested in cryptocurrencies. Now we have money to spend on wood.
I have a lot of money to spend on wood now.
Hold on. Are wood prices going to run with cryptocurrency? Maybe if we just pay attention to wood prices, that'll tell us what.
Interesting.
Because it's kind of weird to happen around the same time.
That is weird. We'll have to watch it because I think you're onto something. I think Doge is going to see a huge incline in the next couple of years. It's my prediction. And I don't know anything about it, but you know what I mean.
It's a gut feeling.
It's a gut feeling. I feel it in my gut. My knees start to hurt when a crypto's about to rise. So, and my knees have been killing me lately.
Have they?
Yeah, I'm on my knees a lot.
Would it go crazy if I started just like hitting you in the knees?
No, it doesn't happen because they're in pain.
That's not what I'm getting. I'm thinking I need to. No,
my knees hurt when crypto's about to rise. It's like when people are like, oh, my back hurts when it's going to rain. Shut the fuck up. No, it doesn't. Derek does that stuff. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, we did pretty good. We're still doing really good. Yep. I think we got in at a good time where it's like, it's going to be hard for, at this point, for us to like, at least our initial investment to not be up. You know what I mean? If we were to put money into it now, more money into it now, we could see that fluctuate, I think.
Yeah.
But it's also, it was funny because Elon Musk did an interview a while ago, and it was on Twitter. I wish I saved it, but it was on Twitter, and he said like, it's kind of ironic that Doge, being the coin that was a joke to make fun of cryptocurrency, is becoming the currency.
Yeah, I mean, the people that are kind of involved in the cryptocurrency, they all know about it, and either like people that are like into investing, they all see it as a joke, but you and me and gamers and memers, that's kind of like the cryptocurrency we know, and that's how we kind of use it.
For sure. We know about other ones, but like we do know a lot about Doge. It's like, yeah, it's like all over Facebook. It's funny because like I feel like a lot of people bought into it because it was a joke and bought a small amount, but I saw it like all over Facebook. People are like, oh my god, my Doge is going really high, I'm making money. Oh, it's going high, it's going high. But you like listen to it, they're like, yeah, I put like $10 into it a while ago, and which is fine. You put as much as you want, and they're still making money.
Sure.
It definitely is like a meme, but it's becoming. I mean, dude, it's like number 4 currency in the world for crypto, isn't it?
It was, last I checked, it was like top 8.
Still top 8.
It went from top 20 to top 8.
Yeah. It's a joke.
I love seeing all the news.
Literally a meme coin.
I was at a party last night, and they even said like, I saw your coin's making news. I was like, yeah. And it's so funny seeing the articles that I've been seeing, because the title of the article is meme cryptocurrency Dogecoin's being a good boy, because it's talking like it's a dog.
Because it is. I mean, it's a joke. It still is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's there to make fun of cryptocurrency, but it's a cryptocurrency.
Sure.
And you know, say you make a bunch of money off of that, but they don't take Dogecoin.
You know, Redditors used to trade Dogecoin for like leaving a tip. You know how you can leave like medals and stuff for some people would send a little bit of Dogecoin people's way
to get a diamond tier medal or something.
Just to like, hey, that Reddit post is really good, here's like a little thing of Dogecoin. Something like that along those lines. It was like a trading thing for Redditors.
I'm sure it still happens. It's an amazing joke that has turned into such a valuable thing, and I think it's funny. I think it's like,
so what if cryptocurrencies become the future, and I go to a restaurant and I have a waiter or waitress, and I have multiple cryptocurrencies at this point. We're in the future where cryptocurrency is the future.
Right. So you got Ethereum, you got a little bit of Bitcoin.
I'm going to pay my waitress in Bitcoin to make it simpler. Or I'm going to pay the bill, but my tip, what if my tip's in Dogecoin? So you have a currency for paying the bill, but then you have a currency for just like leaving a tip.
Why? Because Dogecoin's cheaper?
Could be cheaper, but I mean, you could always just give them the same value of, I was going to leave a $4 tip, so I'll leave $4 worth of Dogecoin.
Of course. Yeah, you want to give them like, oh, here's $4 Dogecoin.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, I mean, it would still be a percentage. Isn't that weird, dude? I think if it did become the future, people would have to literally relearn how to use currency, because
it'd probably be good for everybody.
But think about that.
But they're stable coins too. Like I've talked to you about how they're just coins that will try to stay at the value of whatever they've set it to. Like it'll be like an actual dollar, but
so I guess you could end up trading that as a coin too. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. So you could just be like, well, I'm just going to use USD coin, and then.
Because I was arguing with somebody about this. They're like, if I put $1 in cryptocurrencies, there's a chance that dollar could go down. It's like, yes, of course, it's investing. He goes, but if I put that dollar in the bank, there's a good chance in 4 years that dollar's still going to be worth $1. And I'm like, well, that's actually not true, because the value of the dollar goes down. It always goes down. That's why when
in the real world,
yes, it does.
Right, but I think he means in the sense of like, I will never ever, like, if I pulled that out, the value of the dollar
is somewhat around the dollar value.
You're talking about in the sense of like the market value changes.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. But I think he means in the sense of like, okay, you invest $1 into Dogecoin. Tomorrow, now it's worth 50 cents. If you put $1 in the bank, it'll never go to 50 cents.
Right.
It'll always be $1. And then in 4 years, it's $1.50. But you put $1 in Dogecoin, tomorrow it's $100. I mean, it's so different. So that's the risk in the trade. But you are right. Like if you put money in the bank, it does lose value in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than it would gain, I think. Here now lately, our value of dollars, I feel like, gone down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's like a blind thing that you don't notice. The currency around the world has a different value. That's why there's like, when you go to a different country, you trade in US dollars for the value of what it is in the other country.
Yeah.
Some countries have a higher value dollar. Very, very rare, but like most countries are lower value, but it's the same thing. Those numbers fluctuate endlessly all day, every day. You just blindly don't see it.
Right, because I mean, we're always trading, at least us, we're always trading
currency.
in-house and same currency.
But if you were to come back to America, you might lose the value of your dollar trading that currency back into American dollars. It's a very minute, like, amount, though.
But if you scale it up,
then it's a lot. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with, I mean, we bought at 5 cents.
It was up to 40.
And it scaled to 40, which to a normal person, like, what's 40 cents?
Yeah, but you multiply that by...
Right, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's like, well, what's 40 cents? But, like, in our eyes, it's like a lot. Because like you said,
it's like,
it's like
spending, you spend 5 cents, and every time you spend 5 cents, you're getting 40 cents back.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's good. I've never really liked banks. I've never liked putting money in banks, but which is weird. And then I like putting money into something that I could end up losing it all. But you don't put like all your money into it.
No, only put in what you're willing to lose is how I live by.
And that's how any investment should be.